Okay, so this feels really strange. I guess speaking out loud, but I was listening to a podcast. It was Modern Wisdom, and it was an episode with Jet Franson. I think that's how you say his name. And modern Chris Williamson. He mentioned wishing he recorded more videos when he was younger, and I guess just documenting the process. So that's sort of what inspired me to do this. I'm not necessarily trying to, get a large following or get a lot of subscribers, but it's something that I'll look back on as I get older. And yeah, because I think 10 years, 10, 15 years from now, I probably won't remember where I am today. Um, so, so yeah, this is my first day of doing this, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. I mean, I recall, so during that episode, like that was something Alex Hormozy mentioned, which he mentioned wishing he recorded or documented his life and day to day when he was younger. So like I heard about it before, but it was through like this recent episode I listened to where I guess it drove me to start doing this. um, hmm, I don't even know what to talk about. I feel like there's so many things I could talk about. Um, yeah, I would say right now, life is definitely pretty good. Compared to around 2 years ago, I think that was when I was probably in one of the lowest points of my life. And I think, I mean, there were like many reasons. But I think the two biggest reasons was that I was struggling to find an internship. Like I was honestly scared, like that I was gonna graduate with no job and I would have to work for McDonald's or something like that. And like there's nothing wrong with that, but that's not why I studied computer science. but But yeah, I just finished my internship around 2 weeks ago at Capital One. I think I definitely feel like that internship has built up a lot of confidence that I have today. And I think that's also just seeing the same people day to day. It's like a very structured way of socializing. And over time, I realized, wow, there's people like me. Because right now, I'm currently in Lynchburg, and I would say last spring, I was going to Liberty University. I was taking two classes there, like a database management class and a philosophy course. And the people there they're definitely very different from what I'm used to. Like at Liberty, there is a greater emphasis on relationships and marriage, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I think I'm also just very insecure because most of my time has been spent um, like job searching or job prepping or going to the gym, just a lot of like either like self-improvement or career focused endeavors. Um, but honestly, I think it was also just like, I guess I never really had a girlfriend. So, um, when you never have something, you kind of crave it. I feel like nowadays I'm okay. Actually, yesterday during my workout at the gym, someone came up to me and she we just started chatting about like she complimented my pull-ups, and then like we were just chatting a bit about like anime, what else, like goals, like our professions and so on. So yeah, currently I have her contact info. I have her phone number saved, and yeah, it's definitely strange. Like she texted me this morning, and we've been texting a bit just recently, like a few minutes ago, and I don't know, it feels like we're in a relationship, but I know like we didn't really um like publicly, or not even publicly, yeah, just like declare in front of each other. um so yeah, but she is really nice, and I guess like if anything, I think she's a really nice friend. Also, I'm like, I know I won't edit this video, so everything I say here, I'm gonna put it out on YouTube. So if someone hears something I say, or like I say something, I don't know, controversial or anything, I guess that's that. If, I don't know, future employers see this video, and then I guess they get like a different impression of me, I guess, yeah, so be it. Um, but yeah, like in terms of relationships, like honestly, I'm pretty satisfied with my life overall. Like compared to a year ago, like I think my life has gotten a lot better. And I think it's just like, yeah, it was definitely through the internship. I think that was the biggest thing. During the internship, like everyone was so, at least like the interns, they were all like trying to get into the top tech companies. So you can think like FAANG, so Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Google, or like FAANG adjacent. And there were, at least in my pod, like we had 2 people who were trying to get into quant, and I hear that a lot. And then I knew about quant prior to this internship, but I never really paid much attention to it. But I think through this internship, I really got like, it really sparked an interest in that field. So right now, and I'm not like targeting quant specifically, I would say like my goal is to get into a top tech company, so like FAANG, or like a quant company, like a top quant company. Yeah, as a quant dev, I think that would probably be the best one for me. I was thinking about becoming a quant trader because I know they make an absurd amount of money. It's like, what, like after a year or a few years of working, you're already making on average like over $1 million a year. But I feel like quant dev might be better suited for me because I do enjoy coding, and I'm also thinking about building a business in the future, like a software business. So yeah, so I feel like doing quant dev, there's like more of a correlation, like a transferable skills, compared to quant trader. But yeah, like that's where I'm at right now. So like my top goal is just to get into basically a top company. I would say my second goal is to get a girlfriend. But honestly, I think something I really learned is that you can't put a girl above you. Like, you have to put yourself above anyone, to be honest. And I'm not trying to sound selfish, but I feel like when I live life through that mindset, it makes me like more productive. It makes me more at peace, knowing like my satisfaction doesn't come from someone else's approval or validation, or it just doesn't come from other people. I think if you're able to find fulfillment in yourself, I think that's a very important skill. I don't know if it's a skill, but just like a very important thing to have. Let's see. Other than that, I don't really know what to talk about. I know I posted a few videos on this channel. Some pretty embarrassing ones, I would say. Like back then I don't even think I did it too long, but I was recording myself lifting in the gym. I don't know if I'll continue doing that, but I'm definitely planning to continue doing this, where I just talk about my day, any topics that come up. I think this is more of a daily journal for myself and something I could look back on as I get older. Speaking of today, I had an interview with Major League Hacking, and I feel like I definitely kind of bombed it. It's for their fall fellowship. It's like a software engineering fellowship where if you get accepted, you get paired up with a mentor, and then you work with some other fellows on an open source project. And during the interview, like, I was trying to, I guess prior to the interview, I was trying to set up, get my, my project running locally, because I haven't touched that project in 6 months. It's called Recall AI or Retenio. But I was trying to set that up, and I didn't really look through the code or like try to understand it too much. So like during the interview, I did a demo of my project, but when the interview asked me to explain a file line by line, and then I guess it sort of caught me off guard because I didn't really review any of the files. But that project was in TypeScript, and I'll be honest, I haven't touched TypeScript like in 6 months. So, and I wouldn't say like I have a good understanding of TypeScript, but I wouldn't say like I have like a very deep understanding of it. So like when she asked me to just like pull up a file, I basically pulled up like a repository implementation file, and there were like it was basically defining like methods for creating an object, or like updating an object, returning like an object from the database. And it caught me off guard, like when she asked me to explain await and like async and stuff like that. Like, I have a general idea of what those things do, but I don't really like, when I know I tried learning about it before, but I don't know, I think some of the explanations, it was just kind of hard to wrap my head around it. So I definitely gave a very like worded answer, and I feel like I definitely rambled a bit, but I don't know. I think she could probably tell like I was kind of, I wasn't like I didn't have like too good of an understanding. But yeah, I think in the interview, like the interview email, I should have read it a bit, looked at it a bit closer, and then realized I should probably review TypeScript before this interview, which I didn't do. But that's, now that it's done, yeah, I just have to move on with my life. And it's not like a big deal if I don't get this fellowship. Like, I already have a return offer from Capital One, for their full-time position. So like, worst case, I can work there. And also this fellowship doesn't conflict either. So I'm just saying, like, I have something lined up after graduation. So it's not like the end of the world if I don't get into this fellowship. But yeah, like, I think something I have to work on is like moving past these experiences, because like, I was just in my head. I guess like after the interview, I was just like, shit, oh man, I really messed up. And I was just, it was just taking space in my head. So something I have to work on is just moving past things. But yeah, so that's what I did today. There was that interview. Later tonight at around 10:30 p.m. I'm gonna participate in LeetCode competition. It's like one of their weekly competitions. One of the things I'm trying to do is get like a very high LeetCode rating. So right now I think I'm around 1750, which is like the top 10% of LeetCode users. I want to get at least 2,000. I would say that's my goal. Or get into the top 1% of LeetCode users. I think like one reason for this is I realized for quant roles, more of an emphasis is placed on achievement over work experience. So like, I actually learned recently that for chess, like if you're very good at chess, like let's say like the top 1% of players, like that's something you could put on your resume. And I don't know, I think I didn't do like an experiment with it. Like, I haven't added my chess stats on there. My chess stats aren't like the highest either. Like, I'm also trying to work on improving my chess. So right now on Lichess, I think I'm 1800 on Lichess for rapid right now. My peak was 1900, but I was just like on the losing streaks. And yeah, so I think I'm 1800 on there. I'm 1700 on chess.com for rapid. Yeah, so I want to try and get to 2000 on chess.com. Yeah, and then I guess like try be like the top, one of the top people for LeetCode, one of the top chess players. I'm also planning to get into Codeforces. I want to be the top on there. Basically, whatever I do, I want to be like the best at it. I think that the internship definitely played a role in that. Like, I can tell, like, there was this one person who was saying like, for things he like he tries to basically be the best at it, right? If he's not the best, then he wouldn't do said thing. So for me, I would say I'm a very competitive person. So yeah, so one of my goals is to become the best on LeetCode, Codeforces, and chess. I think it also gives you like a purpose for your day-to-day. Like right now, these past few days I haven't been doing it, but I found this person. It was through Reddit initially, and then she was looking for an accountability partner for LeetCode. And right now we connect on Discord, and we're trying to do 8 LeetCode problems a day. So I'm gonna get back into that. Like tonight, I'm going to do my 4 problems, or try to solve the 4 problems for the contest, and then I'll do like another 4 problems after that. So it's like check-in is at 3:30 for me. We live in like different time zones, but it's 3:30 p.m. in my time zone. So I'll try to get 8 problems done before then. Yeah, I think other than that, I think it's a pretty good introduction to where I'm currently at. Yeah, tomorrow I'll be going to, I don't remember the church name. It was like Tree Life Family or something like that. But that was like the girl I met at the gym. Her name is Deb, by the way. I just asked if I could join her for Bible study and her service. So I'll check it out tomorrow. And I'm also gonna grab lunch with her afterwards. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, she's a very nice person. I don't know if she's someone I would marry, but she's definitely, like, I could definitely be friends with her. I don't know about marriage though. Oh, if she sees this, it's nothing against you. Yeah, it's just there's certain things I look for, and we'll keep it at that. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for my monologue. I think in the future, if I'm running out of ideas for things to say, I can try and just prepare some topics beforehand. But yeah, I think this is a good place to end it off. And yeah, it's gonna be very interesting when I look at this video, 10 years, 20 years later, because I don't even know if I would remember many of the things I mentioned today. It would definitely feel very nostalgic. And yeah, I guess I don't know if I definitely do know, like, I can live a very comfortable life working at Capital One, but I also want to strive to be better, like for something even better. So, if I become famous or not, it's not a big deal, but if anything, like, it also would document my journey. Yeah, I think Jet Franzen, I might be butchering his name, but I think it's Jet Franzen. He was talking about how honestly, his situation is worse than mine. But like, he talked about how, like, he had no friends in high school, and then all he was doing, he was basically living in the basement for over a year or so. And now I would say he's relatively successful. Like, he was on Modern Wisdom, and I think last time I checked, he had 100 million, not, sorry, what am I saying, 100,000 subscribers. So, and he talked about how he made like 1,600 videos before he got 1,000 subscribers or something like that. So it's definitely very inspiring to hear these people who, honestly, like, he had a very a much harder upbringing than me. Like he was talking about how in high school during the summer he had to work like at a warehouse or a factory to help pay for college in the future, and how he couldn't go to certain schools because of the tuition. It's definitely not my case. Like my parents were able to pay for the tuition and everything. So yeah, I would say he also really inspired me to start doing this. Just listening to someone who, like, I don't even know how you can do it. Like, if you to make 1,600 videos to only get 1,000 subscribers, like, I don't think I would be able to do it, in all honesty. But listening to, I think just listening to him speak, it was definitely very inspiring. Like, his backstory is very inspiring, and I think he'll definitely be very successful in the future. I know it for sure. But yeah, I think it's also, maybe it's also your goal with doing things. Like, if you're aiming to reach a certain subscriber count, like making videos, it would probably be more stressful, more daunting than, let's say, just doing it to document your life, which is what I'm trying to do. So yeah, what else did you mention? I was gonna reference something else, but I can't really remember. Let me think about it. Yeah, I can't remember, but oh, I remember now. It was like he was talking about how when he was like putting a lot of effort into his videos, and then I guess he was getting in his own head, he performed worse on YouTube than when he just like said, I'll just take 2 tries, or like a certain number of tries, and I'll just post whatever I have. And I think that's like, yeah, it's definitely a very, I don't know how to say it. It's definitely something important to note, which is like, I think when you put a lot of pressure on yourself, it often backfires in terms of performance. So like for me, my goal isn't to hit a certain subscriber count. I'm just doing this to reflect on my life several years down the line. And yeah, I know they also talked about how that, like, how when he put less effort into his videos, he performed better. How that's only like something that you can do once you've done it so many times. So I'm not saying like that's something you can do from the get-go, but I think in general it's good to not pressure yourself too much on like achieving a certain outcome. But yeah, I think this is a pretty good stopping point. The video is nearing around 30 minutes, so yeah, I'll end it here for today, and I'll catch up tomorrow with any updates I have.